Hello, everyone. In this training session, we'll cover performance management. We will walk through the key features, configurations, and workflows involved in managing employee performance effectively within the Onfinity system. The agenda of this training session is to provide an introduction to the goal tracker form, cover creating goals, define key results, and understand measurement types, generate milestones, and explore milestone types, and detail actions on milestones by the reviewee and reviewer. We will also cover setting up an appraisal plan and provide an overview of the performance review process. The objective of this session is to enable you to understand performance management and its associated components. In the context of business processes, this session enables you to understand how to configure the system to run the business processes of a particular organization in Onfinity. It also enables you to understand the impacts of these configurations on the respective transactions and throughout the system. Furthermore, it enables you to test the processes in the context of business requirements. The prerequisites for this session are that the following windows must be configured before starting: rating scale, competency master, skills, position master, and department master. The goal tracker form helps manage and track employee performance in a structured way. It allows the user to create goals, define key results with measurement types, and set milestones to track progress. Both employees, also known as reviewees, and managers, also known as reviewers, have specific actions they can take during the goal cycle. The form also supports setting up appraisal plans and running the full performance review process from start to finish, making it easier to evaluate and improve performance. First, we will talk about goal creation. Goal creation is the first step in performance management. It involves setting clear and meaningful goals that guide progress and evaluations. Goals can be assigned at the individual, departmental, or organizational level, and prioritized accordingly. You can also choose the goal category, such as appraisal-based, skill-based, or others. If you select appraisal as the type, the goal will automatically move into the appraisal plan for performance evaluation, linking it directly to the review process. Setting the right goals helps ensure a smooth and effective performance review process. Now let's move to the application and look at how we can create the goal. Let's begin by logging into the system. Here's the login page. I will enter the user ID as Aditya and input the password to log in securely. Once logged in, I am taken to the home page. You can see a few mosaics displayed here. Next, to access the goal tracker form, you can either search for goal tracker using the search bar on the top left side, or navigate directly to the HR management folder. Inside this folder, go to the performance management menu and click on goal tracker. Once the form opens, I will land on the first tab, My Actions. Here, you can see two types of actions: milestones assigned to you as a reviewee, and milestones assigned to others where you are acting as a reviewer. First, we will complete the goal creation process. After that, we will walk through each step. On the top right corner, click the plus icon to create a new goal. This will open the goal creation form, where you will fill in the goal details. Let's create a goal named Improve Customer Satisfaction. Under goal category, we have three types: appraisal, skill, and other. This goal falls under the appraisal category, which means it will be linked directly to the appraisal plan for performance evaluation. We will set the assigned date as today, and the target date as 3 months from now, which is September 16th, 2025. Since this is a critical business goal, we will mark the priority as high. We will set the assignment type as individual, but you can also choose departmental or organizational, depending on the scope of the goal. Now, I am choosing the employee as GOT. You can enter any description related to this goal if required. Otherwise, you can skip it and click on Save. Here, you can see we have the Skip Goal option. Sometimes we may have a key result that doesn't require a goal to be defined, so we can directly create the key result after skipping the goal. Here, I am going to save this goal. Before we move to the key result creation on the application, let's first go through a quick slide to understand what a key result is. Let's take a look at defining key results. and understanding measurement types. After setting a goal, the next step is to define key results, which are specific outcomes that indicate progress toward achieving that goal. Key results help break down the goal into measurable parts. To track these effectively, you need to select the right measurement type, which can be quantitative, measured using numbers, qualitative, calculated as a percent or based on behavior or feedback, or outcome-based, focused purely on the final result. Using the right measurement type ensures that progress is clear, trackable, and aligned with the goal's purpose. Now, let's move to the screen and create a key result. We have understood what a key result is from this slide. On the application interface, we will continue from where we left off under the goal we just created. The goal is improve customer satisfaction score. Here, you will see on the top right side, we have Add Key Result. Click on Add Key Result. This will open the key result form. Before we move to the creation, let's first understand each field you will see while creating a key result. The name of the key result needs to be entered first. Since we chose individual assignment for Jyoti Katawalia while creating the goal, the employee field is auto-filled with the name of Jyoti Katawalia. The key result category is automatically picked from the goal and is set as appraisal, and the priority is also carried forward as high. Next, we need to select the suitable measurement type based on the nature of the goal. The options for this measurement type are outcome-based, qualitative, and quantitative. Outcome-based is where we track expected versus actual outcomes. Qualitative is for performance indicators that can be rated as a percent. Quantitative is for numerical values. For the tracking frequency, we have options for bi-monthly, custom, monthly, weekly, and yearly. Bi-monthly is used to track results in between the month. Custom is for a specific time frame, such as a day or a unique period. Monthly is used to track progress on a monthly basis. Weekly is for tracking each week. Yearly is to track progress annually. Then we need to enter the assigned date and target date. Please make sure these dates fall within the goal assigned date and target date. The system will not allow you to save the key result if the date range is outside the goal timeframe. Now we enter the target value based on the selected measurement type. If it's quantitative, you will input a number as a target value, for example, 100 or any other number. For the outcome-based type, you will see two fields, actual value and expected value. For example, if the key result is to increase a ratio, the actual might be 50 and the expected can be 80. If the goal is to decrease the ratio, the actual might be 100 and the expected 50. There's also a description field, which is optional. You can enter relevant information or skip it. At the bottom, you can see options for Save and Create Template. This saves the key result and also stores it as a template for future use. On the top of the key result form, you will find the Use Template option. Clicking on it lets you choose a saved key result template. If you click only on Save, the key result is saved, but not stored as a template. Now, let's create the first key result with the type outcome-based. The key result name is Increase Customer Satisfaction Score from 75% to 90%. The measurement type is outcome-based. And the tracking frequency is monthly, so that progress can be monitored at the end of each month. The assigned date is today, and the target date is 3 months from today, which is September 16, 2025. The actual value is 75, and the expected value is 90. The description is optional, so I'm clicking on Save and Create Template. You can see the key result is created. Now let's move to the second key result, with measurement type quantitative. So for this, you have to again click on Add Key Result. Add the key result name, which is Conduct 150 Customer Feedback Surveys in 3 months. The measurement type is quantitative, and the tracking frequency is monthly. The assigned date is today, and the target date is 3 months from today, which is September 16, 2025. The target value is 150 customer feedbacks. Now I am clicking on Save and Create Template. The second key result is also created. Now let's move to another key result. Click on Add Key Result. Enter the key result for qualitative, which I am entering as Achieve Excellent Rating in Customer Feedback Surveys. The measurement type is qualitative, and the tracking frequency is monthly. The assigned date is today, and the target date is September 16, 2025. The target value is 100%. Click on Save and Create Template. Now that the key results are created, the next step is to create milestones against each key result. Before we move to the system, let's first take a quick look at the slide to understand what milestones are and what actions we will be performing on the screen. This will give you clarity on how milestones help break down the key result into smaller, trackable checkpoints while creating. Let's take a look at the slide. Generating milestones and exploring milestone types. Milestone generation begins with the tracking frequency in the key result, which can be weekly, monthly, yearly, or custom. Based on this frequency, the system calculates how many milestones need to be created between the assigned date and the target date. Next, the system picks up the target value defined in the key result to distribute across the generated milestones. Finally, based on the selected milestone type, the target value is handled in one of the following ways. First is equally split. The total target is evenly divided across all the milestones. For custom value, you can assign specific values to each milestone. No value milestones are created only for progress tracking, without assigning any value. Now that we have understood what a milestone is from the slide, on the application, we will continue from where we left off, under the key result we just created. We will start with the Rating and Customer Feedback Survey, key result. On the right-hand side, you can see the Generate Milestone button. After clicking on this button, a pop-up will appear where you will need to enter the required inputs. The employee, assigned date, and target date are automatically fetched from the key result. However, you can modify the dates if needed. You will also see an option to activate required review. Enabling this will allow you to assign a reviewer for the milestone. Now I am enabling required review and assigning Aditya as a reviewer. In this case, Aditya, the reviewer, and Jyoti, the reviewee, will be able to see this milestone under the Milestone Action tab. So I'm going to save this record. Here, upon clicking the number, you can see the milestones created for that particular key result. One important point to note, the creator will not see this milestone in the activity section unless they are also assigned as the reviewer. You can see here the delete and edit options. After clicking on the edit option, you can edit the value and the reviewer. For example, here the change value is 0. Now I am going to change it to 80, and instead of Aditya, I am entering Hina Khan. Now clicking on Save Milestone, you can see the target value is changed here, and the reviewed by is also updated for the milestone. If you want to delete it, you can also delete this. Now similarly, we will go to the Conduct 150 Customer Feedback Survey in 3 months, key result, and click on Generate Milestone. Here, you can see the milestone type. In the milestone type, we have 3 categories. I am choosing the Split Equally option. The assigned date and target date are pre-filled from the key result. For required review, I am assigning Aditya. The value I need to split is 150. The milestone is now created. You can see the target value is entered here, and the reviewed by is also entered here. Similarly, for the next key result, increase customer satisfaction score from 75% to 90%, you just need to generate the milestone. For required review, since we already mentioned the actual and expected target, there is no option to add a value. You just need to add the reviewer and click on OK. The milestones are now generated for all these key results. Now, if you want to see these, go back to the milestone section. Here you can see the 2 goals and 2 key results for Jyoti. This is under Aditya's login, and as a reviewer, he is allotted to the 2 key results and goals here. In the Goals section, you can see the detailed goals for Jyoti. On clicking View All Goals, you can see all the goals assigned to Jyoti and the reviewer details as well. Here on the right-hand side, you can see the Filter option. You can see the data after clicking here. If you click on View All, you can see all the command statuses on each goal and key result, whether they are submitted, in progress, or approved. We have now covered goal creation, key result creation, and milestone generation. Next, we will see the actions on milestones by the reviewee and reviewer. For actions by the reviewee, the employee is responsible for regularly updating the status of milestones. They can mark milestones as submitted, provide progress updates, and add comments where necessary to support their updates. The reviewee can also attach relevant documents, such as reports, certifications, or proof of work. Additionally, if any clarification or discussion is needed, they can use the Initiate Chat feature to directly communicate with their reviewer, helping ensure clear and timely collaboration. For actions by reviewer, the reviewer, usually a manager or supervisor, monitors the progress made by the reviewee. They can review milestone updates, give feedback, and either approve or reject milestone completion. The reviewer can also view attached documents submitted by the reviewee to validate progress. If further discussion is needed, they can initiate or respond to chat, making the performance tracking process more interactive and efficient. Now, let's see the view of actions by the reviewee and the reviewer on the application. This is the first tab, where the user can view their own milestones on which they have to take action. This includes previous 2 weeks and the current week's ongoing milestone. Let's see the view of one milestone that is assigned to me as Aditya. We will take the milestone from June 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2025. The goal name for this milestone is Overall Tracking on Sales Goal, and the key result is increased social media outreach. You can see on the right-hand side, parallel to this milestone, we have the Add option. Click on this, and a panel titled Add Milestone opens. Since it is a self-milestone, here I can add the progress and comment on that progress. If the milestone is completed, I have the option to submit. Once I click on the Submit button, the status for this milestone will show as submitted. After marking the changes, I have to save that information by clicking on the Save button. Next, we have the Attachment section. In this section, we can upload documents if required. As you can see, 2 attachments are already uploaded. You can download them from this download icon. At the bottom, we have the Comment section. In this section, the reviewer and reviewee can initiate chat on the milestone. Next, for the reviewer view, we can take the example of the milestone assigned to GOT, which is from June 4th, 2025 to June 10th, 2025. The goal name is Expand Pipeline, and the key result is add 15 new quality leads to the pipeline. Click the Edit icon, and the added milestone panel is populated. Here you can see that as a reviewer, Aditya can update progress, add a progress comment, review the milestone, and mark it as accept or reject accordingly. The reviewer can also upload an attachment they want to show to the reviewee, just like the reviewer. The reviewer can also initiate a chat with the reviewee. Now we have the Goal tab. On this tab, we have 3 subsections: Individual, Department, and Organization. Data will be shown in these sections based on the assignment type selected during the goal creation. If the goal was assigned as individual, it will appear in the Individual section. If it was departmental, it will be shown in the Department section. If it was organizational, it will appear in the Organization section. In the Individual section, you can see your own goals and the team goals individually, along with their latest status update and evaluation. You can also view all goals to see detailed information about all the goals assigned to the employees. In the Department section, you can see the departments that have assigned goals and key results, along with their latest status and updates. Again, clicking on View All Goals will show you the information. You will see full details for goals assigned to employees in the department. Similarly, in the Organization section, you can view data for employees who have been assigned organizational goals. Now let's move to the next slide to cover setting up an appraisal plan. Setting up an appraisal plan involves defining the overall structure and timeline for the performance review process. This includes selecting the appraisal cycle, identifying eligible employees, and linking relevant competencies and skills that are tied to each employee's position. These role-based competencies ensure that the evaluations are aligned with job expectations based on the employee's position and the appraisal setup. An appropriate reviewer, such as a manager, is assigned to carry out the evaluation. Make sure the appraisal frequencies are assigned to the employee in the work information window. Now let's see how we can initiate the appraisal plan on the application. Now let's move to the appraisal plan and creation. To begin, go to the Goals tab. In the Goals tab, you will find 3 sections: individual, department, and organizations. Each section displays employees who have been assigned goals and key results. Let's go to the individual section. Here you will see the appraisal plan button. This button only appears if you, as Aditya, are the manager for the listed employees. Only the manager can initiate the appraisal plan. Click on the appraisal plan button for Jody. You can see the plan started, submission ended, and conducted fields are already entered. Also, a report is available to print, indicating that the appraisal plan has already been initiated and is about to end. Click on the goal arrow. Here you can see the evaluation on goals. Next, click on the Skills tab. Skills are already added, and the reviewer is defined for each skill. Now move to the Competency section. Here you will see the competencies added and the reviewer assigned. Click on the appraisal form to see the detailed view on the entire template, along with the remarks. Here you can see all the remarks are added against the key results, skills, and competencies. At the bottom, you can see the Close Appraisal button. Once the manager clicks on Close, the appraisal process will be officially closed. Click on the back arrow on the top left side. You can print and download the report for the generated appraisal. This is the appraisal report. Now let's create the template and see how to set it up. Go to the Department section and click on the View All Goals. Here we have Anuradha. Next to her name, you will see the Appraisal Plan button. Click on it. You will see the plan date is auto-filled as today's date, and the appraisal frequency is picked from the Employee Work Information screen. Click on the goal arrow. This shows the already created and ongoing goals. You can click to New and add a new goal to this template or edit an existing one. Now move to the Skills section. You will see 2 options: New Skill and Add Skills from Previous Appraisal. If a previous appraisal exists, click on the Fetch icon to pull the data. Right now, we are initiating this for the first time, so we don't have any previous appraisal skills data for Anuradha, so we'll move to the New Skills option. Click on New Skills. A pop-up appears. The employee position is pre-filled. Now select the skills. Here I am choosing communication. Then choose the rating scale. I'm selecting 1 to 5 standard scale as the rating criteria. I am setting 5 as the target for communication. You also have the self-review checkbox. Enable this if you want the review to perform a self-assessment. Otherwise, keep it as is. Repeat this process for each skill you want to evaluate. Click on the Save button. Add another skill. Select the rating scale. If you want the self-review, you can tick or untick this. Save. Click on the Done button. The skill will now appear in the Skill section. In the Review section, you can now assign the reviewer who will evaluate these skills. Here I am selecting Aditya for all the skills. Similarly, move to the Competencies section. Click on New Competency. A pop-up will appear where the employee position is pre-filled. Choose the competency you wish to add. I am choosing Project Management. Set the target level to 5. You can enable the self-review option or skip it. Click Save and repeat this process for each competency to be evaluated. Now I am choosing Time Management with a target level of 5, checking in the self-review option, and then saving. Click on Done. The selected competency will be listed here. Assign the reviewer in the Reviewer section to evaluate these competencies. Again, as a reviewer, I am picking Aditya for each competency. Now click on Conduct Appraisal. Enter the submission start date when you will start the appraisal. This submission ended when the cycle will be completed, and the appraisal review date is when the reviewer will conduct the appraisal. For example, for the submission start date, I am picking June 1st, 2025. The submission end date is June 25th, 2025. The appraisal review date is June 30th, 2025. Click on Save. Now you can see details submitted successfully. Once submitted, all the selected skills and competencies will be routed to the assigned reviewer for evaluation. The appraisal plan is now created. Let's switch to the slide for an overview of the performance review process. Before closing the appraisal plan, both managers or reviewers and reviewees are engaged through system-generated workflows. Managers receive a workflow to provide feedback on the competencies and skills linked to the employee's position. If the self-rating option was enabled by the manager during the appraisal templates, the reviewee also receives a workflow to submit their self-assessment. Once the self-assessment is submitted by the reviewee, the workflow becomes visible to the reviewer for their evaluation. After all reviews are submitted, or the conduct date of the appraisal cycle is reached, the system appraisal plan is ready to close. This indicates that the review process is complete and can be finalized. Now let's see the performance review process. Lastly, we have created the appraisal plan for Anuradha, so the performance review is initiated for Anuradha. I am going to log in with Anuradha's credentials. Once logged in, go to the menu, click on the HR Management folder, go to Performance Management, and click on the Goal Tracker. Here we have the Performance Review section. In this section, you can see all the skills and competencies which we initiated while creating the appraisal plans. Here I will pick Decision Making. In Employee Rating, I am taking Doing More Than Expected as a 4-star rate and entering the employee comment. Then, click on the Submit button. Once submitted, the system will pop up a message that the record is submitted, and that record is removed from their performance review section. Now we have the workflow. Once the reviewee completes their assessment, that will be triggered to the reviewer. So we know that for Anuradha, we have set Aditya as the reviewer for the skills and competencies review. Let's log out from Anuradha's account and log into Aditya's. In this performance review, you can see Anuradha's skills and competencies rating, which was given previously. Here, this is the decision-making competency. Now, as a reviewer, I am selecting Meeting the Expectations Well for the competency. After entering the comment, I submit that record. After the submission, that record is removed from the section. That concludes our session on performance management in Onfinity. Thank you for attending.